They say he robbed the cradle. My husband, that is. I was 18 when we met, and he was 32. At that time, he was ready to start a family, but I was pretty clear. I said, you can wait for me to grow up, or you can find somebody else. You can probably guess. He waited 10 whole years. Until about 3 years ago, he said, Wendy, it's been a while. I think I'm finally ready to have a baby. Whoa, I wasn't ready. Having a baby was still something far out in my future. But that was the beginning of my journey. How do I honor myself and make sure that I don't go into something before I feel fully at choice and ready, while also honoring the fact that he doesn't want to show up at his kid's graduation in a wheelchair? I'm Wendy Garrido, founder of OneAmazingMom.com. I help women navigate the journey toward motherhood so that they can become an amazing mom on their own terms while they still have time. When there's a sense of pressure, it can be hard to feel like you have enough time to do the inner and outer preparation in order to step into pregnancy so that you feel confident, excited, and fully at choice. It took me almost 2 years to get to the point where I could finally say, okay, I'm ready to stop using contraception and let's see what happened. A week later, my daughter Shanti was conceived. Now that she's 9 months old, I'm so glad that I took the time that I needed to make sure that I was ready, in spite of the fact that I could hear my husband's biological clock ticking. Because now I can honestly say I haven't had a moment of regret, and I don't hold an ounce of resentment towards my husband or my daughter. And that's major. If you feel pretty sure that you want to be a parent someday, and you know that when you do, you want to do the best you can, but there's something right now, maybe your own biological clock, maybe your husband's or your partner's, that's pushing you to do it sooner rather than later, I have some advice for you. There are 5 important connections that you can begin fostering now that will serve you so well into the future. The first one is to connect with yourself. How are you feeling? What are your fears and worries about going into this next phase of life? What is it that you want to do or be or have before you go into that phase? And what's really driving this decision to consider having a baby? So number 1, connect with yourself. Number 2, connect with your femaleness. I don't know about you. I was on the pill continuously for about 10 years. That means I hardly ever had a period. And a big part of me getting ready to have a baby was going off of it, remembering what my body's natural rhythms are, reconnecting to these parts of my body that I just kind of put on a back shelf for a few years. So now is the time to strengthen those feminine characteristics. Primarily, your connection with your body and also your body's wisdom, or what I call your intuition or your inner knowing. So those are 2 parts of connecting to that feminine wisdom, feminine power, feminine strength, to your femaleness that you can begin fostering today. Third, connect with your baby. I believe that if you're even having this conversation about possibly having a baby, that there's some little soul sitting up there in the ethers waiting for you to get in alignment, make a decision, and get it on. I remember driving cross country one night when I had this conversation with my future baby, and I said, listen, little baby, if you want to be born, I need some help. I want to be ready to have you in my life right now, but I'm not there right now, and I don't know how to get from here to there. So if you want to be born anytime in the future, you got to help me out and send me some people, messages, experiences, whatever that can help me along that path. There was a lot that happened after that, but just for you to start thinking now, because the conversations that you have with that little soul right now are setting the tone for the conversations that you'll have with that child, with your baby, and with your child for the rest of your life. Fourth, connect to your faith or your trust in something bigger than yourself. I honestly don't know how I could possibly deal with the struggles, the challenges of life if I didn't have faith in the universe. Faith that things are working out as they need to be, that somehow, even though it doesn't look like it in the moment, that my experiences are serving me at the highest levels and serving my long-term experience. In my experience, pregnancy and parenting just accentuates the ups and the downs of everyday life. So if you can foster that connection between you and whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, if you're an atheist, then just fake it. But I think the more that you can strengthen and practice finding some peace and trust as you go through life, that it's so essential to have during pregnancy, during birth especially, and then when you have a baby and into being a parent. Fifth is connect with support for yourself. I had pretty incredible levels of support before, during, and after my pregnancy. What you can do to set yourself up to be the best parent you can do is find your sources of support and connect with them now. This means dealing with the stuff that comes up between you and your partner now, so that when you go into the first 6 weeks of parenting, which may be the most challenging time of either of your life, that you will have each other's back and can be working from a foundation of support. Connecting with support also means finding friends, finding sisters, mothers, grandmothers, and aunts, whether they're related to you or not, who will be there to support you, to witness you, to physically cook meals for you, to do all of that. So now is the time that you can start making those connections. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to your own well-being, to the health of your relationship, and to the long-term development of your child, that you get into place now the support and the connections that will carry you through pregnancy, birth, and parenthood. So those are the 5 connections that you can start strengthening today that will serve you amazingly well, no matter where your journey leads, whether it's into parenthood or not. My mission is to help women like you decide to give birth and raise children who believe in themselves, care about others, and thrive in their environment. I'm here to help you explore whatever is standing between you and that future possibility. Even if you're not sure what the next step is, let's set up a time to talk. If what I've said resonates with you, I know that it's going to be a reassuring, reinvigorating, and inspiring conversation for both of us. And it just might be the next step that you take toward motherhood. So just enter your email here to pick a time. I really look forward to hearing where you are in your story, and I'll talk to you then.